Just before we were rolling, Mykah said, start off singing the theme song. We'll be good. We went over this last episode. Our theme is just, it's slowly fading out right now. Now is a good time to go, Chibi, 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 Godzilla. Chibi, Godzilla. Is this? I haven't heard this theme. What? You didn't rewatch the Chibi Godzilla dance video and he's dancing next to the guy in his underwear? I had to revisit.
Oh, is that what they were singing in the new season?
I don't...
When they're doing their social media dance.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know, man. It's been far too long. That scored my brain. I thought I'd forgotten it.
It's available to watch online if you haven't seen it. The Chibi Godzilla dance.
Didn't it get unlisted?
It is banned from YouTube. It is banned. It is a guy dancing in his underwear, a grown man surrounded by children. And it's a bit strange, but it's a classic. It's a classic. It's good to be back, Mykah. This is Podzilla. It's a show where we talk monster movies. And for the next couple episodes, we're going back. We're going back
to our roots.
Back to our roots, covering the Godzilla content, the new Godzilla content that we hadn't gotten around to watching yet. I'm Jasher. I'm here with my brother Mykah.
Hey, it's me.
And we're revisiting...
Chibi Mykah, thank you.
Sorry, I'm Chibi Jasher. Here with my brother Chibi Mykah.
Legally distinct.
Yeah, we're not the versions of ourselves that usually host. But we are watching season 2 of Chibi Godzilla Raids Again. We covered season 1 years ago now. But season 2 was like so much longer, 52 episodes. It was coming out over the course of 2 years and it just wrapped up last September.
Yeah, I remember it was at the latter end of when we were, finishing up our actual Godzilla journey, officially released media. And it just went on for far longer than we expected. We were looking at our watches being like, I don't think we're going to fit this into the season.
Still going. And season 3 is still going.
Yeah, season 3 is like halfway through being released right now. Yeah. So that means it won't be much longer until season 3 episode, which is nice. But it means we're a little bit behind the ball game here.
Yeah. So it originally came out 2024, didn't finish till the end of 2025. The show is created by Taketo Shinkai, but the characters are all designed by Chiharu Sakazaki. And she originally designed them for books. That's where Chibi Godzilla popped up first. Books, little memorabilia, toys. But then it got so popular they started doing shows and web series, and then that's where this took off. And maybe we went through it last time, but I didn't realize just how popular this is. It comes out on YouTube on the Japanese Godzilla page, but it is actually broadcast throughout the week on Japanese television. Saturdays, new episodes are released if you turn on your TV in Japan. And there's not many, like, you go to the re-upload English channel version, most of these episodes only have like 50,000 views, 60,000 views. So not many English Godzilla fans checking these out, but it's pretty big in Japan.
It's an interesting concept because each episode is... its whole shtick is that they're less than 3 minutes long. Super, super short form media, which is great. And they pack so much comedy into, 2.5 minutes at a time. But very, very different from a lot of the other TV media that we've covered on this show so far.
We're well versed in janky little Godzilla content, though. Between this and
Godziland,
Go Godziland, and Godziban.
Yeah.
And
Godzilla the Animated Series.
Godzilla the Animated Series.
Chibi Godzilla, the original show.
Godzilla Island?
Oh, is there a difference between Godzilla Island and Godziland?
Yeah, big time. Big time difference. Godziland is like 2D and they're teaching us about maths.
That's right. I've forgotten about that show, yeah.
I'm just Googling on the fly right now, but there is a new Godzilla show that's come out in the time that we have been, like in the last couple years, that we have just completely missed. And it's a new show with toys.
You're joking.
Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Godziburst started airing from August 2025. And it is a redo of their old school, like Godzilla Island shows about action figures.
Oh my god!
So it's using action figures. It is 2 to 3 minute episodes that are coming out on YouTube. Godziburst, that somehow we completely missed. I've never even heard of this name before.
I thought we were done with the podcast. I thought we were all caught up.
We let our guard down when we were covering other movies.
We turned our eyes away for 2 seconds.
In a whole new show that's currently in season 3. Godziburst. Only 6 episodes a season.
Love it. Oh, so Godziburst is a proper toy line by Bandai that they then made the show from, so you can buy each of the toys from the show.
Easy way to
That's
promote
smart.
your toys.
As well as original... Oh, the line features monsters from the Godzilla films, as well as original ones based on them, such as Ice Mothra and Gatling Gigan.
Gatling gun Gigan?
Gatling Gigan. He's got a cool color palette.
He does have a Gatling gun. And the episodes are called things like A World Beyond Time and Space.
Super Dragon Monster Attacks. This is classic Godzilla.
Into the Demonic Verse. Everyone has burst types like Pokemon.
This is incredible.
What burst type do you think Gigan is? Cosmo?
Yeah, Cosmo Burst for sure.
Burning Godzilla is King and Ground. King Ghidorah is Plant Burst type. Does that make sense?
Can we just cut the episode here and make our way over to Godziburst?
Just officially a
This is blowing my mind.
We're never going to cover this.
Magma Hedorah.
We're never going to do it.
Type 3 Kiryu Firefighter mode. They're bringing back the Firefighter variants.
We need to forget about this.
Remember, what was that? First Aid Mogira?
Yeah. No, First Aid Jet Jaguar.
First Aid Jet
I'm
Jaguar.
never going to forget him because he's so iconic. Can we just forget I ever brought up Godzilla Burst, whatever this is. Just forget. Scrub the tapes. We're never doing this thing.
Okay. Thunder Godzilla.
There's so many shows because there's still Godziband Season 3 that they haven't even fully released in English yet.
What do they say? Rick and Morty? Rick and Morty 100 years?
100 years.
Godzilla 1000 Demoniverse.
It's going to get to a point where all Podzilla is you tune in for the new season and it's just the show about toys.
Us
The
jumping
show
between
about
6
chibi.
different Godzilla children's shows.
It's just YouTube children's Godzilla shows. Oh,
I'm looking at a black Mechagodzilla with a lance.
okay. Then you can buy that toy.
And you can buy that toy.
I have not bought any Godzilla memorabilia in probably like 2 or 3 years. But today, for some reason, I was scrolling the list and I was like, oh, my birthday's coming up. My shelf is pretty full, but it could have there's a little bit of extra room for Godzilla Safubi figures.
You didn't buy a pop vinyl, did you?
No. Oh, there is that. There's a Son of Godzilla pop vinyl they've released with Godzilla sleeping in Minilla, like standing triumphantly.
First Minilla pop vinyl we've seen so far. Tempting.
It is tempting. That's tempting.
What Safubi did you get?
I haven't gotten anything yet, but I was like, these are pretty cool colors. They're in like what, series 9 of the Godzilla Safubi colors.
It's the colors that get you, because I remember my little period of getting the Hedorah little Safubi figures.
You're like, I'll get everyone.
I'm like, man, I've got the 3 that were in stock on the store. Whoops, they've updated it with 17 more.
I remember when you're like, I'm going to get every Godzilla pop vinyl, and they only had a handful, and now there's crazy amounts. Are you displaying your Godzilla figures? Or are they boxed up? Be honest.
No, they're on my shelf.
They're on display?
Yeah, I love it. I've got a bunch of my Mechagodzillas from the blind box, which are still like my prized possessions.
Yeah.
Huge Hedorah figure.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Is Bachelor Mykah getting any good like you got taking some chicks home, they're checking out your Godzilla shelf? What are their reactions like?
Yeah, they're all real hesitant, and then they look over and see my little Scar King pop vinyl.
Oh.
And I've never seen anybody so turned on in my life.
Scar King? That's a turn on? You have Scar King?
I don't have Scar King. I wish.
Oh, if only.
Let's just say Bachelor Mykah would be no more.
Yeah. I need to get back into the swing of things. The Godzilla store ships to New Zealand pretty easily now, I think. So
that's cool. Wait, what Safubis did you get?
Nothing. I'm done.
So you didn't buy any?
But I'm mentally being like, my birthday's in 2 months. Maybe I got to send out a little birthday list. Be like, hey, one
send
of
it out
these
to the
10
Discord.
Godzilla. Yeah, I'll send out my birthday list to the P fans in the Discord. Link in the show notes if you want to join the Podzilla Discord and get me a birthday present.
Jasher's birthday registry.
Would the P fans buy me presents? Should I actually do that?
I think so. I think they would.
Should I give my address to the P fans?
Let's make a P.O. box just for your birthday.
The birthday P.O. box. Mykah, what are you doing at the moment? What's a day in the life of Mykah Drake looking like right now? What did you do yesterday?
Dude, I'm finally in the middle of show season proper for Heather's the musical, which I'm doing. It's a fun time. You saw me.
I went yesterday and saw you in one of the lead roles in Heathers. First time I've properly heard you sing your heart out for like solo songs. Real tricky solo songs that I've known for years and been a huge fan of, and then my brother's on stage singing them to a nearly sold out crowd.
Man, crazy times.
It is crazy times. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling.
How's that like?
I'm feeling burnt out.
More burnt out than usual?
I haven't done like anything else with my free time.
I think for the last...
I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I'm someone who reads books, watches movies, plays games. I haven't done any of those things for the past week or two.
I think that's been the common denominator in the last 5 years. It's been slowly you committing to things and not having time, slowly less and less time until this point now, where movie a day Mike seems like an impossibility that never could have happened.
Most episodes before we start recording, Jasher was like, okay, do we have something to talk about, just what you've been up to? I sat down today and I'm like, no.
Dude, you've learned that lead role for the Heathers musical, which is pretty crazy.
That's good. So forget what I've done. What I'm going to do.
Okay.
After the show finishes, after the show run season has ended in 2 weeks, I've booked some annual leave. I've never been so happy in my life.
How long?
I'm not just 2 weeks, but you know what?
2 weeks, nothing planned.
I haven't had a holiday in a year at least. Probably 2, probably closer to 2. So I am not traveling at all.
Whoa.
I'm just letting myself enjoy life.
What's on the list?
What is on the list?
Finishing the pit.
Finishing the pit. I'm going to start Avatar The Last Airbender. Whoa. Crazy.
Is that because there's a Magic the Gathering set? Did that push you?
It pushed me over the edge. And it's just one of those shows that I feel like it ages like a fine wine, and now's the time to bring it out from the cellar.
Yeah.
I am continuing my Final Fantasy journey, which I've
started
put on
back
pause
up
for a while.
I never thought I'd see the day. Wow.
Might even start the next Sanderson novel. Might feel a little bit wild. Read one book the entire holiday. Nah, but I'm looking forward to it.
That's good.
I'm very tired.
Yeah.
I'm napping constantly.
I don't know how you're doing it. You did like 2 shows pretty much back to back yesterday as well, leading in one, then ensemble for the other. Then waking up early this morning in the middle of a cyclone to go to work. And then finishing work, binging Chibi Godzilla, and then doing Podzilla.
It's a hard knock life. What can I say?
Dude, you're making it work.
Jasher, what have you been doing?
Make it look easy.
I make it look easy.
You make it, yeah.
I say as I have no social life.
You
no
on
life
stage make it look easy. I'm watching you on stage and I'm like, how's this guy? Mike's been taking singing lessons, guys.
It's true.
We need to set up something on the show again to get you to sing. I feel like we have a big absence of
musical
songs.
numbers.
When was our last one? Rego?
It's one of our Mosura bits.
Yeah. One of our... Dude, take me back to the Daimogen. Mykah, please wake up. Do you remember those days?
No.
You've been...
I feel like... oh my gosh. What's the show called?
Daimogen Canon. Canon? That
like week period of my life was the most elated I've ever felt, and I feel like the week afterwards my mind was wiped of every memory I had. I have no clue what happened during that week.
What happens during like time, like growing older? Because I think back to that and I was like, man,
guys, what happens during time?
I'm thinking back to that was so easy to just watch a whole show of Daimogen Canon in a week. And I'm thinking today, could we do that? I was struggling to watch 52-minute episodes.
Honestly.
What? We used to be machines. Anyway, I've been watching a lot of Stephen King, Mykah. It feels like I've been reading his 5th novel, The Stand, for years.
Classically one of his longest books.
Only been a month. He's got 2 books that I think are over 1,500 pages, The Stand and It. So I feel like once I've finished this, I can do anything.
Yeah, you're over the hump.
I think I'm like 70% through.
Is there a media adaptation of The Stand?
There are 2 miniseries. And because I've committed to watching every adaptation, I've got 2 miniseries to look forward to watching. And I'm still finishing up the 100 adaptations of short stories from his previous book, Night Shift. Last night, I watched one called Maximum Overdrive. You heard of that?
I have.
Trucks, the Green Goblin truck. Have you seen the Green Goblin truck, Mykah? There's a villain in a Stephen King directed movie that is a truck that is driving without a driver, and its face is Green Goblin. on the bonnet of the truck.
Wait, like actually?
Actually, that's the villain. First thing in the credits, thank you to Marvel Comics for the Green Goblin likeness.
So you're telling me if I look up Maximum Overdrive Green Goblin.
Soundtrack by AC/DC.
Oh my gosh.
You've seen this, surely. Emilio Estevez, that we know and love from The Breakfast Club, the lead in this movie.
I was thinking Sam Raimi's Green Goblin.
No, it's the classic.
This is like comics.
it's the best looking Green Goblin we've ever got in live action.
Happy Toys.
That sucked. Really bad. Really terrible.
Does it mention Green Goblin by name in the book? Or was that just a choice?
No, it's just a truck in the book. But for some reason, they put the Green Goblin on it. There's a little line in the movie when he's like, hey, you like the look of what I done with this? And he points to Green Goblin. But yeah, most of them have just been terrible. Most Children of the Corn, absolutely abysmal. And I've got 9 more Children of the Corn movies to watch that apparently just get worse and worse. The Lawnmower Man it doesn't even adapt the book. It's just a random sci-fi movie that they stole the name The Lawnmower Man for and called it Stephen King's The Lawnmower Man, even though it had nothing to do with the book, and Stephen King had to sue them to get his name removed.
No.
So that was bad.
I mean, that was one of Stephen King's things, is that he was very happy with up-and-coming filmmakers buying rights to his stories
Dollar
for like
babies.
$1.
Dollar babies.
So they could adapt them to get, a head start in the media business.
But yeah, I thought like, oh, cool, I'll be watching heaps of these like up-and-coming filmmakers making their first short story. But no, it's just people doing something nothing to do with his story, stealing the name. Someone making a movie called Mangler Reborn. And because the title is Mangler, they say, oh, it's adapted by Stephen King's book, The Mangler. And it's just something completely different. So I've just got all these terrible, terrible sequels to watch left
that happens quite often in the film world. People option stories and you just get the weirdest people using them as little Trojan horses for their own little stories they want to tell.
But I'm committed. Guys. I'm going to see it through. Every Stephen King book and every Stephen King adaptation. I'm only 5 books through his 90, but I'm more than halfway through his movies. So it's very good.
That's a sobering thought.
What did you think of Mario Galaxy? Me and you ended up, we talked about it last episode, Super Mario Galaxy. We saw it, Mykah?
It was, I rated it 3 out of 5.
I thought it was okay.
It was alright.
I thought it was better than the first one.
I have no strong opinions about it either way. Star Fox is good.
Star Fox was good.
Guys, support.
Go support.
Glenn Powell needs your support, so please go see the Super Mario Bros. Galaxy movie.
Best parts of the movie, the Star Fox anime sequence for like 5 seconds, and then every time it went to like 2D pixel animation. Those are my favorite parts, and 99% of the movie is not that.
Bowser Jr. said, "It's time to meet your maker," and Jasher stood up in his seat and cheered.
Super Mario Maker! Or Bowser's like, now it's time for my fury. Bowser's Fury? I haven't even played that. I don't even know what it's about.
Me pointing to the screen when Flood shows up as a random discarded object for 5 seconds.
Is Dry Bowser in Super Mario Galaxy, the game?
Not in Galaxy, no.
Is Mr. Game & Watch in Super Mario Galaxy, the game?
No.
Is Wart and Birdo in Super Mario Galaxy, the game?
No and no.
Is Queen Bee?
Yes.
Okay.
We got one of those things.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems very much like a movie that it used the name more so just as a way to signify that the movie is bigger and better.
Yeah.
And has Rosalina who barely talks.
I remember, last episode where I was like, man, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with all these plot lines. Like, they're going to have so many plot lines. They weren't even, Pikmin wasn't even a plot line.
No. They didn't even say Wart's name.
Wart wasn't even a plot line. He was just there.
Yeah, I don't know what it... Guys, we will get to the episode, trust me. But I don't know what it is with a lot of... I don't know if it's just Illumination, but it's a lot of like AAA...
It's Illumination.
Movies. No, I think it's more AAA movies nowadays. Is that they seem so focused on just creating a lot of big set pieces and big moments in the movie and forget so much about the cohesion of a narrative and just have these little... I don't know. I'm thinking like a cork board with a red string. They put up like 10 locations and 10 set pieces, and then just have to figure out a way to get from one to the other. That felt like what the movie was. It was just whiplash going from one location to the next.
Get out your Podzilla bingo card, because Jasher finally watched Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And I hate it. I feel like I say I hate Five Nights at Freddy's every other episode, but it felt like the same thing. Where like animatronic, like a million different animatronics just popped up in various stages for no reason or no narrative.
Shadow
sense.
Bonnie was there for 2 seconds.
That's what I heard. I didn't even. You're right. It's the merchandise machine.
Yeah.
It's it's things that get shared on X.
It's the Pikmin effect.
I love the Pikmin.
Yeah. It truly is like the social media thing, the aspect of it. Like, someone says that Pikmin shows up in the Mario movie, it's going to get people in their seats. It's going to get all those ravenous Pikmin fans.
I was in my seat.
You were hoping to see Olimar.
Yeah, who's driving that spaceship?
The Pikmin?
The Pikmin can't drive.
Oh, technically they have their own onions.
They can fly? You telling me Pikmin
They can fly
fly
the onions. They can't fly the dolphin.
Are the Pikmins, is their thing like they've got, like one of them's got ears, one of them's got nose, one of them's got mouth, like they have to work together to use their senses? That's what's going on?
It doesn't really come into play at all, but they do have their characteristics.
Why is a Pikman a Pikman? A single Pikman?
A single Pikmin.
A single Pikmin. Is there a rock one?
Yep.
What's his deal? I guess hasn't got skin.
Do you really want me to tell you the answer to
He doesn't
this?
have touch. It is a sense
No,
thing.
do you want me to tell you this? I can set aside a minute to talk about this.
It does come into play in the game, right? When you use the different senses for different things.
There's the red with the nose, the yellow with the ears, and the blue with the mouth. There are only 3 in the first Pikmin game.
Okay.
3 of the senses. Pikmin 2 introduced the
White?
purple Pikmin and the white Pikmin. The white who had big red eyes
Can't
for
see.
sight, and purple who had feelers and were a bit bulkier for touch.
5 senses.
5 senses.
Okay.
And then Pikmin 3 came out and they said, we've done all the senses, let's just add fun ones. And so they added flying Pikmin and rock Pikmin. Did they add another one?
What color's the flying Pikmin?
Pink.
I've never seen a pink Pikmin in my life.
You've absolutely seen a pink Pikmin.
Never.
And they also have eyes because they were running out of things.
What's the purple Pikmin? And 2, the feeler ones.
The feeler ones, they're just bulky and strong and can lift more.
Huh.
And then the new game came out and they added ice Pikmin and ghost Pikmin.
So it's not a sense thing anymore. It's just whatever.
They went through all the senses and now it's just unique characteristics.
In the Mario movie, there were about 1 million power-ups that I'm just not aware of. What is that? Like a red star that he can get and then he's like invincible and he can spin around heaps. Do you know what that was?
I don't know what it's called, but it's from Super Mario Galaxy 2. It just makes him... it might be from 1. It just makes him fly.
What's the one that makes Yoshi just like inflate and do nothing else? Is that from a game?
That's from Super Mario Galaxy 2?
So they are from the Galaxy games. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those parts. Yeah.
Drill Mario?
Drill Mario is from Galaxy 2.
Huh. I'm getting old, man.
But like the same point goes, those were only in it for like a minute. One fight sequence and then they're gone.
Yeah. I'm out of touch.
I'm very in touch to Nintendo. Guys,
Are you?
me talking about Pikmin for a minute there made me so happy.
I don't see you playing Nintendo games.
You don't see me playing any games, Jasher.
True. I want to give a big shout out to our Odo Island patrons. Patreon.com/Podzilla if you want to support the show. Let me find you guys.
Where are you? Stop hiding.
Where are you? Let me pull this up. Yeah, special thank you to Connor, Frogurt, Nerkles, Michael, Rich, Jacob, Sean, Ron, Matt, Emma, JB Mason, and Nolan. Thank you for supporting the show.
The G's. The big G's.
Yeah.
The Chibi G's. Can we start calling them that? The Chibi G's?
Chibi G's? No.
The Chibi G's.
No, we're not doing it. We're not going to do that. I've got a little synopsis for Chibi Godzilla Season 2.
Oh, I dare you.
Yeah. You dare me?
No, there is one overarching plot that you can talk about.
Yeah, there is.
Go ahead.
There's a big one. Okay,
Go ahead.
here we go. We're back on Monster Island.
Boy, just imagine the sound of ocean waves lapping at the shore. Go ahead.
We're back on Monster Island with the
Just the thump of big Godzilla in the background as well.
I don't feel like
just to set the scene.
I don't feel like those sound effects are prevalent.
Absolutely they are.
I can't remember the lapping of the waves.
I can. Sorry, go ahead. I won't interrupt anymore.
We're back on Monster.
Oh, and just the show begin as well, just chattering away in the background as they always do. Kind of in sync, but almost at odds with each other.
We're back on Monster Island. Do you have something to say?
No, you go ahead.
You look towards the microphone.
This is just some good equipment we have here.
We're back on Monster Island with the Chibi Monster Buddies. And Chibi Mechagodzilla still can't remember why he washed up there in the first place. That's why the theme of Season 2 is to cure Chibi Mechagodzilla of his grandiose delusion syndrome. Chibi Godzilla, Chibi Mechagodzilla, Chibi Mothra, Chibi Ghidorah, Chibi Rodan, Chibi Anguirus, Chibi Hedorah, Chibi Biollante, and the Chibi Shobijin are joined by new monsters this season. Chibi Minilla, Chibi Godzilla's little sis who's trying to grow up while still cleaning up after her big bro. Chibi Gabara, who runs the local restaurant all by his lonesome, but dreams of one day being a rock star. Chibi Titano, an absolute hooligan with a heart of gold. And Chibi Gigan, a really bad, evil robot dude who really just wants to kick back and smell the flowers of Monster Island. When everyone discovers that Chibi Mechagodzilla's true directive is to destroy Monster Island, will the robots reign? Or will friendship save the day when Chibi Godzilla Raids Again? Season 2.
Oh, I see what you did there. That Season 2 is a bit hard to work with. Classic.
It's good to be back watching Chibi Godzilla, Mykah. I think me and you both gave Season 1 5 out of 5.
Yeah, because Chibi Godzilla started off as its own separate series.
Was it I'm Home Chibi Godzilla?
Yeah, something that was much, much more small scale. Chibi Godzilla being a friend with a human and really just getting up to small shenanigans around the house.
Lame, like 3D rotoscope type animation too?
Yeah. As it switched over to Chibi Godzilla Raids Again, it just felt like not only the world exploded in size, but we got very, very unique and incredibly funny interpretations of all of these characters. Apart from the really solid and fun designs of all of them, like the highlight for Season 1 for us was just that it almost felt like the show and all of its quirks and humor would be lost on a lot of the children because it is just that smartly written.
Yeah. And the amount of callbacks to other Godzilla stuff, the amount of jokes that I think would just go over kids' heads. I also just completely forgot how fast-paced this is. It is joke a second. The episodes are like, 2 minutes long without the credits. They're not dubbed, so we're watching subtitles. It is incredibly hard to try and write notes or focus on anything else. Because as soon as you look away from the screen, you've missed like 5 jokes.
Yeah.
And 5 crazy reactions that each of the monsters look like on screen. So you really got to pay attention. And it's really just like, quick-witted, fast-paced, really fun stuff. I don't know how this broadcasts on TV in Japan. Surely you're not like, Chibi Godzilla's on at 9 a.m. and then 2 minutes over and you've just missed it.
Right in between Power Rangers and...
It probably is a bumper on their Cartoon Network or something. Yeah, but it's really, really cool to get back to it. I've missed this. And it's my favorite thing that each of these kids shows do, or animated shows like this, Godziland, Godzilla Island, Godziban, as I just love seeing how they interpret the characters in different ways, because you've got such a small time frame and a different job than the movies have, because in the movies you're not really caring about the monsters' personalities. They don't really have anything in the movies, but here they have to like really distinguish each monster from one another and make them a really fun chess piece to move in and out of scenes. And I don't know, I was excited to see 4 new monsters in this one that we hadn't seen in the last season, and to see and to be reminded of what the monsters we'd already met were like.
because it's the whole setup for the show is built around Chibi Godzilla, who is the big Godzilla that we know and love's son, who lives on a much smaller scale in the world, who ends up playing as almost this happy-go-lucky type of role. He's a super Godzilla fan, so he knows all the movies, and he's quite oblivious, but he is paired really well and foiled by Chibi Mechagodzilla, who ends up being the straight man to a lot of the other characters in the show. That pairing alone is fantastic, but you're right, they end up giving each of these other monsters just really fun interpretations. Off the top of my head, one of my favorites is Anguirus, who only speaks in his classic monster Screonk.
Does the odd okay in the speech bubble?
What do you say Anguirus's noise is?
No, that's Mario sneaking back in. Yeah.
But his whole quirk is that he ends up using social media a good bit, and when he's online, he talks like a letterboxed film bro in every interaction.
I am actually deceased. This is one of the things he typed. Way too little Anguirus this season. Right off the bat. I feel there's like 3 episodes out of the 52. The 52 episodes that we actually got some good Anguirus content.
But he's best used sparsely. He's too powerful.
He is. He's probably still is my favorite character in this as well.
Who else has been added this season?
Well, we had four kaiju added this season. Mykah, Chibi Minilla.
Your favorite.
And
Jasher,
Minilla.
how is he this season?
Well, they've fully gender swapped him and changed the dynamics, because it is no longer is it the little baby, the little ugly runt, Godzilla's son. She is now Chibi Godzilla's little sister. And they still play with her being younger and inexperienced, and a lot of her plot lines, like her going out for the first time and her having to buy something from the shop and her having to go on her first mission. But it's used really, really well. And I love that dynamic of giving Godzilla this little helpless little sister who gets kidnapped throughout the season and is always like a lot of the time smarter than those around her.
That's the thing. She isn't really helpless as Minilla tends to be depicted in a lot of other Godzilla media. Like she's a perfectly normal, like almost little sister trope who almost ends up keeping Chibi Godzilla in check a lot of the time.
For sure smarter than her.
Smarter than him. But even then, like, she ends up being developed into her own character in just some really fun ways. One of the other new characters, Chibi Titano, the Titanosaurus stand-in, she ends up becoming like homies with him.
Yeah.
Best buds.
Yeah.
Much to Rodan's chagrin, which is just a fun pairing to randomly see pop up out of the blue.
There's a funny joke that her name is Chibi Minilla, but Chibi and Mini mean the same thing.
Chibi Mini?
So it's essentially like tiny Illa. Tiny Illa. And so her name just makes no sense when it's chibi-fied, which was really funny. What do you think of her look? Chibi Manilla's look? Because it doesn't really look like Minilla. She's smaller and she's pink. I thought it was great.
I think it was nice.
I really love, my favorite part of this probably is just the character designs. They were all done by that original artist who created Chibi Godzilla. She's gone to create all of these. I just love seeing what they look like. Back to something you mentioned, the lore, the in-universe lore. Do we want to go too deep? Because I feel like there's a lot of cracks.
There are no cracks. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Hear me out. Godzilla exists. He's a character in this world. He is the Godzilla we know.
Yeah.
Big kaiju, destroys things, lives on Monster Island, looms above everyone else, and he's got a little son, Chibi Godzilla. And there are a lot of other chibi babies that I'm guessing are the offspring of the actual monsters.
We don't know that, Jasher. We don't know that.
So you're telling me Chibi Hedorah is not related to Hedorah?
Not that we know of, no.
Chibi Mothra is no, and the Chibi Shobijin, they're just complete.
No. I think this is the world in which Chibi is the de facto name for any monster living on the island.
How big are they, Mykah?
They're little.
Are they human size?
Yes.
Because we've also seen the Chibi Godzilla dance video when Chibi Godzilla is clearly the same size as the man in his underwear.
They're human-sized.
Human-sized?
Chibi are human-sized, yeah.
So the Shobijin...
Because the Shobijin are small.
Yeah, okay. So...
Even compared to humans.
In this world, Chibi Godzilla's a big Godzilla. He's a G fan.
He's a G fan.
You see his stack of Blu-rays in the show at one point. He's got Shin Godzilla on top. You see Godzilla -1 there. He knows all the lore. He's bringing up fight scenes from Godzilla versus Ibara. He knows all the movies that Godzilla gets frozen in. He's ready for anything.
Chibi Godzilla lives in our world.
And we see him in the theater watching Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
But Godzilla exists in his world. So is his dad an actor?
I think his dad,
acting?
Godzilla, is a monster that movies have been based on. I don't think he acts in the movies himself.
So Chibi Godzilla exists in our world here.
Yeah.
All the same movies that we watch. And we've talked about on the show, Chibi Godzilla's watched.
Separate timeline where Godzilla actually does exist.
So what does Godzilla do in that world? His whole life and the monsters he's fought, we just don't know anything of. Because they're not the movies that we've seen.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
Is Ibara the shrimp, the lobster, is he real?
I mean, Chibi Godzilla says that Ibara first showed up in the Ibara Horror of the Deep, so I don't know if he's real. He's in the movie.
Is Godzilla just because we know for a fact that the first Godzilla dies to the oxygen destroyer, then there's like a second Godzilla, and then there's like a third Godzilla, and the Godzilla in GMK is different to the Godzilla in Shin Godzilla, but he's referring to everything like being his dad. Can you explain that one? His dad sees the oxygen destroyer and he's scared of it, even though we know that Godzilla's never seen an oxygen destroyer before.
I mean, he must have seen 1954.
True, because the actual events of that didn't happen.
Yes. But the movie... Imagine if someone made a movie about your life and made the hydrogen incinerator that killed you in the movie.
The hydrogen scrubber?
The hydrogen scrubber in the movie, and someone randomly pops up to you one day on the subway.
Get ready to get scrubbed.
And out of their bag pulls out the hydrogen scrubber. You'd feel a little bit of fear deep down in your heart.
I would feel a little bit of fear. Okay, actually it is sound now that you talk about it.
Yep, no cracks.
No cracks in your argument. Chibi Titano.
Hey, yeah.
Interesting subversion, because when I saw these new characters, I thought that like Chibi Minilla would be ditzy, dumb, like Minilla. Not really. She's smarter than that, even though she is younger. I would have thought that Gabara would have been the hooligan, but Titano, who is kind of like the friendly environmental monster from Terror of Mechagodzilla, is he? No, yeah.
Titano
and Mechagodzilla team up against Godzilla and bury him.
Had little characterization in that movie.
But I didn't expect him to be like the mean, cool guy.
Well, he comes along being like a little Yakuza stand-in.
You think he's evil as.
Hey, Minilla. What are you doing there? How dare you let me compliment you
for doing a good job. Yeah, it ends up being a very Yakuza-like type of character, but just ends up being very warm-hearted.
Super cool guy that you're scared of, but he is just,
Or rocks up on his bicycle looking like the leader of a bike gang.
That purple bike, and then can't even ride it and falls on his face. There was a lot of him this season, and it was very fun. Rodan's whole thing of wanting to become the disciple of Chibi Titano, but Chibi Titano not giving him the time of day. No one giving Chibi Rodan the time of day. No one at all.
No one except for himself. Putting in the hours, practicing his falls from the heavens to the ground.
Big reveal. The Chibi Rodan's iconic Rodown. When he gets embarrassed or shown up, or when someone bests him, he just straight down to the ground, hits his head, sometimes goes in the ground. It's so bad. And we're shown that these aren't just spur of the moment things. He actually practices falling. So it's just an act. It's just a performance.
One of my favorite bits of this show is the constant flashbacks. In that episode where you see him putting like protein powder, buying some dumbbells, like does flashbacks to the previous few episodes, with Chibi Mothra being like, oh, they were perfect every time. He has been practicing.
Yeah. Big reveal. He's a faker. Protein powder, working out.
Cool guys don't try, and he's embarrassed that he has to try and practice.
This is the whole episode when he starts his own, like, the Chibi Monster Flying Club. That's just him and Mothra, and he's like, oh, so cool, I can fly. And then Mecha Godzilla can also fly. Godzilla can also do his iconic atomic breath, Godzilla versus Hedorah flying. And then everyone realizes the ground's better than the air anyway. So many episodes where it's just like, Chibi Rodan thinks he's one-up them. He's got cool new psychic supernatural abilities.
That blew my mind.
Mykah, Chibi Rodan can move things with his mind. He can read emotions.
Chibi Rodan can summon a ghost self of himself who doesn't do anything, but has a huge appetite and makes funny faces behind him when he's not looking. You mentioned Chibi Gabara.
Chibi Gabara, who was the one that I thought would be the like cool guy, evil Yakuza villain. And I thought there was going to be more of that, like the play between Minilla and Gabara. Classically, All Monsters Attack is just Gabara bullying Minilla for 90 minutes. So I thought there was going to be more of that. But Gabara's like, how would you even describe him in this? He's a businessman.
Incompetent a little bit.
An incompetent businessman who's hiring people for jobs but not asking the right questions, who's making heaps of food but there's actually nothing in his frying pan and he's just pretending.
Yeah, because how are we introduced to him? He's busy in the store so can't serve them.
Yeah.
But he's just looking busy, making stir fry with nothing.
He's doing it well.
Just looking to shirk his responsibilities.
Yeah, he's doing it well.
Because he's too lazy. But, you know, he has dreams of being a rock star.
He does.
He works at the restaurant 8 times a week? Did you say 8 days a week?
Might have been 8 days a week. 8 shifts?
8 days a week. And then he performs 1 day a year. But it is his main goal.
And this restaurant becomes a fixture of this season, which I believe is a new place.
Yeah, new set piece, new location
they keep coming back to that doesn't have any food. And
no, it does have food.
There's no real in-season vegetables, so he's just serving them whole parsnips. Turnips?
No, the Shobijin do rock up there one episode to try and get some glam pics for their social media.
Not to eat it. No one eats it. I guess Anguirus and Godzilla eat there later.
You see their crab parfait. You see, there was a tofu something or other.
The bubblegum soup.
Yeah.
The fish head. Do you see that? That looked pretty good.
Medium chili pudding.
Chibi Gigan.
He's a good one.
He is
I like this guy.
The first proper villain who has a lot of episodes where he's come up with a big villainous plan. And then his whole character trait is just he is foiled at every turn. He cannot debate. He cannot speak for himself. Any sort of logic, he just completely falls down to. Any questioning, his plans fall apart.
Huge pushover.
My favorite episode of this season was one called Welcome to the Death Game, which is just a Saw parody when everyone wakes up in this grotty bathroom, like the opening of Saw, and they're told that they're going to play a game. And it's Gigan on a screen.
Chibi Gigan.
Sorry, Chibi Gigan. Does Gigan exist in this world?
We don't know.
Chibi Gigan is on a screen doing the whole jigsaw thing. But every single one of his little games is just foiled by Chibi Godzilla, who's the most idiotic dude out of the bunch. Mykah, are kids laughing at a Saw reference?
Well, it's not just Saw. Death Game is a thing that's quite prevalent in a lot of Japanese media.
But it's the Saw bathroom. That's the Saw. Did you even?
That wasn't a bathroom. That was just a
Mykah
decrepit house.
Mykah, do you know what I'm talking about when I say the Saw bathroom?
Do you know what I'm talking about when I say Danganronpa?
Yeah, that's the like little classroom, fun assassination classroom.
Yeah, based off classic Death Game trope.
It's
bigger than Saw, Jasher.
A little kids on Saturday morning being like, oh, it's a Death Game reference. Look at this. This is Saw.
I don't think they were in a bathroom.
This is Saw.
I don't think there was a bathroom.
That's exactly what it is. This is where the whole Saw movie's set. That's what it looked like.
Saw is set in a bathroom?
Yeah.
I didn't see a toilet.
Save it for your 2 weeks off. There's so many times in this, I'm just like, would people get a Saw reference? Or would little kids get like a rhythm game reference?
Good episode. That might be one of my favorite episodes. What's this one called?
It's Chibi Godzilla.
Counting Godzillas.
Yeah.
Do they have synopses? Please tell me that this episode has a synopsis.
You've stooped to a new low if you're reading Wikizilla synopsises. Oh my gosh.
Like a paragraph
That's longer than the episode.
Chibi Godzilla lays in his bed, unable to sleep and lamenting that he has to get up early. He gets the idea to count Godzillas in his head to help him sleep. The entire episode is just different monsters jumping over a fence, but it plays out in the most funny way possible. I can't even describe it. Just look up the episode and watch it for yourself. It's great.
Becomes a rhythm game. It becomes like a maths equation in his head where he's counting Godzillas, but some go back over the fence, and then he's questioned in the middle of the game, like, how many Godzillas are on that side now? It's really
Random
funny.
narrator pops into his head that he's questioning.
And this, I'm always come back to like, our kids, like there was a joke where the chibi Shobijin get out of sync and their voices get synced back up. But then Mothra's like, let's hope that other thing gets synced up too. And Chibi Manilla's like, what other thing? And they're making a period joke.
Yeah, dude.
Are kids laughing at that? When do kids learn about periods? When do periods start, Nurse Mykah? Let's go to Nurse Mykah corner.
Spectrum. I wonder if it's one of those things that this is purely just Mykah musing. I imagine they'd teach it earlier than it's probably than it has been normalized in the Western world.
It's a taboo thing in the Western world. Where in Japan, they're like 5 years old.
Not even 5 years. It's just like everybody preschool. It's the daily fact of life.
There's also a lot of language, like not that bad, but like the word pissed is thrown around a lot, and the word anal. And I'm like, Mothra has a big blow up at the end of an episode where she's like creating her own fan fiction hentai manga that she's hiding away from people, and she blows up and she's like, I'm so pissed right now.
Well, I think this might also just be a remnant of English subtitles.
True.
Because the subtitles are done in a fantastic way, to the point where like you're watching the English subs and it's almost like the show was written with the English subs already in mind as the actual script, rather than it being watered down after the translation. I imagine they're replacements for words that are just very normalized in Japanese culture.
Yeah, you're probably right. It is so funny. The script is so tight.
It's so tight.
I'm amazed by all the gags and all the bits and how every episode is just consistently funny. It's like you're watching skits on YouTube by a creator you really love. I feel like even that, like, some of them are really good, some of them aren't that good. Like Chibi Godzilla, they're just writing really consistent.
It's consistently
skits
good, yeah.
with Godzilla characters.
I don't think there's an episode here that doesn't just hit home and isn't endearing to watch.
And it all just snowballs, and then there's a really funny gag, and then it even funnier just cuts to credits. I love that just real abrupt cut.
Yeah.
I love the use of crazy stock music in the background that's like really emotional or really ramping up, and it just cuts away with a joke. I wanted to get your thoughts on what everyone's talking about.
Oh, I've been waiting for this question.
Chibi Mothra x Chibi Mechagodzilla. Do you ship them?
I'm all for it.
Do you stan them?
That word was thrown around this season.
Stads used this season.
Which Shobijin do I stand? Oh gosh, it's a good show. I absolutely stand them. There's an episode where wait, there's one called Monster Party Games.
Yeah, they're playing a game called King of the Monsters, where you draw straws and then someone with the little red painted straw gets to give everyone a dare.
They're the king, and whatever they say the entire group has to do, and no backing out or being embarrassing.
Yeah, and the Shobijin are ploying to play this game, and they're like, we could make Mothra and Mechagodzilla do some fun stuff.
They win. One of them becomes the king, and they instantly say, "Monsters 1 and 3." Oh, what do they say?
Yeah, it's Monsters 1 and 3, Mothra and Mechagodzilla.
monsters 1 and 3 have to eat a train and meet in the middle. And then might kiss, who knows? Turns out Chibi Godzilla and Chibi Gigan are monsters 1 and 3, so they back out of it.
We get some graphic fan art. Some graphic art of Mothra and Chibi Godzilla. Mothra and Chibi Godzilla. Chibi Mothra, sorry. And
Chibi Mothra and Chibi Godzilla. Lady in the tramping it up.
Lady in the tramping a train. Which I never thought I'd see in my life.
But there is quite an endearing episode where the two meet up and Chibi Mothra is taking Chibi Godzilla around to her favorite spots. And Chibi Godzilla is just there every single time causing shenanigans.
Yeah.
But at the end of the episode, they end up going up onto the mountain at nighttime, sitting together and watching the stars, and then making a promise with their mechanized claw pinky swear that every year they're going to meet up here and watch the stars together. And at that moment, I shed a tear. I'll be the first to admit it.
Hey, Mykah, that's all they can. They can't move any faster than that. They're only little monsters.
They're still little.
They're just little
They're
monsters.
still little.
I'm just a little monster. Yeah, it's pretty fun. The Shobijin are also really fun. I feel like they get a lot of spotlight this season. A lot of references to the Peanuts and the Cosmos and like all the history of Shobijin stuff. We get a little hit of the Mothra theme song, and I'm always happy for that.
You know what I'm saying we didn't get?
What?
Yan 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 yan.
That's in season 1.
That was a good one.
We got some good stuff in season 1.
You know the one thing that missed this season had so many hits. The one missed this season, I think we both know.
My least favorite monster.
Let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Hido. Not even Chibi Hedorah. This is just Mr. Hido.
Yeah. I don't know. He's just grumpy old man. And he shows up. And I feel like in the first season, because it was only 13 episodes, there was like a real funny Chibi Hedorah bit. And I was like, oh, Mr. Hido is cool. But in this, he shows up like 5 times and he's only there to be boring.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a good bit, I guess.
He's the boomer stand-in of the group.
Yeah.
Where he's either giving a 2-hour-long lecture on feet, apparently.
On the soles of your feet.
Or he's just wanting to play his retro games.
Get the
being really bad at them.
FPS open world stuff out of here, Mykah. Retro game. Yeah, he kind of sucked. And they have a new form, purified Chibi Hedorah.
It's a good bit.
It's a swap. It's like instead of being grumpy now, he's like super chill and accepting, but too much. And he's imposing what he thinks is right on everyone else. And he's still just as crabby as ever. Yeah, he was kind of lame. Miss or Auntie Biolante.
You love Auntie Bio.
Yeah, she wasn't that great this season
What?
either. I don't know.
Giving little tarot readings?
Yeah.
Fortune telling?
They're funny bits, but I feel like those two are the ones that like their characters are just...
Actually, this whole show is funny bits.
Yeah. I just want more. I want more funny stuff. There's a good Auntie Bio bit where her bar that doesn't sell alcohol, doesn't sell drinks, and only sells snacks for children, comes up with a brand new product. The soy biscuits. The super dry soy biscuits.
Super dry Quaker's oats.
Because Auntie Bio's thing is that she has so much dry food and no drinks just because the absolute best thing in the world for her is seeing the face someone makes when they're just super dry.
Super dehydrated. And there's soy bickies. And as a lover of milk bickies... What's the difference?
I don't know, but they looked good. I wanted to try some Japanese soy bickies, man. I haven't had a milk biscuit in a long time. Milk biscuit, okay, top 3 snacks right now. You ready? Milk biscuit. Probably my favorite snack in the whole world.
Undefeated reigning champion.
Second, wasabi peas. Wasabi peas? You tried these things? You're not a fan. You don't like wasabi peas. Dude, I can pop.
What is a number 2?
Pop peas in my mouth all day. I'm a wasabi pea fan, if you know what I mean.
Wasabi. Yeah.
I don't actually know what the third is.
You just wanted to get those wasabi peas up
probably
there.
Flaming Hot Cheetos?
You love your super hot flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah. So 2 of those are spicy. Those are my 3 favorite. Are those good? I feel like those are out the gate snacks.
They're picks.
What are your
can pick
three
them.
top snacks?
None.
You snack. You're prone to snack.
I dabble.
Yeah.
I don't have any that sit so high up top of the mountain that I can list them off the top of my head.
Whoa. You're not a foodie. You're more of an aesthetic guy.
I'm more of a drinky, honestly.
A drinky.
I'm more of a drinky than a foodie.
Top 3 drinks.
Top 3 drinks. From the sodas, Pepsi Max. So good.
Oh.
A little bit of tonic water any day.
Okay.
Straight tonic water. Incredible.
Boss Coffee Vanilla.
If you're gonna get any flavor coffee of any type, vanilla is the one to go for.
Okay.
Best beer?
Your Coors, dude.
Yeah.
Your Lion Red.
Out of like the corner store brands that you can buy off the shelf, I'm a Spates mate.
Spates. Well, this is all another language for anyone outside of Whangarei, New Zealand.
You think Spates only comes to Whangarei?
Lion Red is only to Northland.
No,
only
it
to where we
isn't.
live. Yeah, it's the Northland Whangarei brand, Lion Red. And all my life, it was like the beer I'd
Australian
see everywhere. The beer I'd see everywhere. Lion Red, the icon of that lion on that red can.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jasher, can I read this out to you right now?
Yeah, please stop the show.
From Wikipedia, the first sentence. Lion Red is a New Zealand ale beer brewed by Lion Breweries in Auckland, part of Lion, a subsidiary of Japanese beverage conglomerate Kirin.
Whoa. Wait.
You've heard of Kirin beer.
Our Whangarei Northland brand beer is Japanese.
Subsidiarized.
It's a subsidy of a Japanese.
That's crazy.
Also, big news. Boss Coffee have
Big
a new
Ben news?
Sorry, can we just put a pin
Big
in the
Boss
show?
news.
Big Boss Coffee news. They've got a new.
We are still available for a sponsorship. We love you, boss.
I try every year, and they're like, "Hey, we've got too many slots this year, all filled. Maybe try again next year." I do need to try again this year. They've got a new line of Boss Coffee called the Cafe line, which is supposed to be a chilled, more chilled.
Whoa. More chilled?
A tighter, more chilled taste. A tighter, chillier
How do you have
taste.
a more chilled taste?
I don't know, and it's bottled. It's bottled Boss, not canned Boss. And they're selling it everywhere. And I picked one up and I nearly spat it on the ground.
Jace, you can't say that. We're still looking for a sponsorship.
It doesn't taste the same as it did in a can.
Is it these plastic bottles?
Yeah. You seen those things? Cafe Boss.
Cafe Ice Long Black Brewed Hot Chill Fast. That's normal. Ooh.
I don't know what to think. I need to try another one. I just wasn't ready. Maybe I just wasn't ready.
We've been bottling up this secret for too long, the new cafe range. What's so
Crisper? Do they say it's crisper?
a lighter, more refreshing taste?
Lighter, not chillier. Okay. How they didn't even say it, so somehow it's just lighter and more chilled.
Lighter and more refreshing.
More refreshing.
Not to you, apparently.
I just got to be ready for it next time. I just didn't know what I was drinking.
Oh, so this is interesting.
Subsidy of Japanese brand Kirin.
First comment on Instagram. We'll give it a go, but shame it's not Japan made anymore.
What?
Boss's official response to it. Our Suntory Boss guys, this is riveting to us here. Okay, stop the pod. Our Suntory Boss Coffee Cafe range is produced in Thailand. However, our canned range is still produced in Japan. I think you can just taste that sweet Japan flavor.
So they've got a Thai-made Boss Coffee.
Thai-made cafe bottled Boss, which you can tell the difference between.
And it's not like it's a rip-off competitor. It's the same brand, but you choose bottled or canned, Japan or Thailand. They taste different, man. I'm never turning my back on Japan. Never buying another bottle in my life. Still going to drink Lion Red, though.
What are we talking about?
I don't know what we're talking about. I've got some really funny bits listed down.
Yeah, give me your best bits, Jasher.
There was a really good bit early on with Chibi Ghidorah.
Chibi Ghidorah, one of the more underrated characters of the show.
Because they've fully embraced that each head has a different personality, and it's kind of 3 brains on one creature.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of jokes at the expense of him this season where he's like, I only get 1 paycheck, but I have 3 mouths to feed. I only ever get 1 present, but then have to pay for 3 different things whenever I go to buy things or have experiences.
Well,
you know, a spa experience.
oh, okay.
And there's a bit early on where they're talking about their sleep and how they sleep. And it's each of the 3 heads have to be asleep for 9 hours to be fully rested. Because each of the heads is divided by 3 the amount of time rest that they actually get. I'm not making sense, but they each have to sleep for the whole 9 hours to get rest. Only 2 of them sleep, and one of them stays up watching TV or playing video games or something. So even though 2 of them slept for 9 hours, it only equaled up to they got 6 hours of rest.
Yeah.
And all 3 of the heads get that 6 hours of rest. So one of the heads is not sleeping.
Not sleeping, but still getting 6 hours
Still
sleep.
getting 6 hours sleep. And the other 2, even though they're each sleeping for 9 hours, are only getting 6 hours of rest. And it just doesn't make any sense. But I was giggling. I thought it was funny as.
Can I say one of my best Ghidorah bits?
Yeah,
Chibi Ghidorah,
please.
Is the episode where they accidentally knock heads with each other and their personalities get switched around.
It's good.
Their different heads, which is just a funny bit in itself. But then Chibi Rodan gets into the situation and bonks his head, and one of the Chibi Ghidorah heads gets popped over to Rodan, and then Chibi Godzilla joins in.
It's like Freaky Friday.
It's like Freaky Friday, and then 4 of the heads are Chibi Godzilla and Chibi Ghidorah, and then the last one is Chibi Godzilla again. And Rodan's just nowhere to be seen.
There's just 2 Chibi Godzilla consciousnesses somehow.
I think it's just a lot of very absurd, very modern humor. It's very explicitly like not Gen Z written humor, but it's very relevant to that little like zillennial age.
Yeah, and it's very like pop culture conscious as well.
Yeah.
Like the references they make. At one point, like Chibi Ghidorah is like holding a DVD that's supposed to be Scream with like a Scream face on the cover. Like little things like references and in things that
Chibi Ghidorah buying a Rolex.
yeah, that I'm like, hey, this is great. Can we talk about those Tanuki figures that they have?
No.
Big balls on those Tanuki.
Pouches,
Mykah.
Jasher,
And
pouches.
I did not, when you were talking about your favorite naked Tanuki movie,
Pompoko.
and you're saying how big those pouches were, I did not expect it. Is this a real thing?
That was smaller than they are in the movie.
If I
that's all I'll
Google
say.
real life Tanuki,
Tanukis don't exist, Jasher.
what? What are you saying?
Mythological creature.
Japanese
Tanuki.
raccoon dog, Tanuki. Japanese raccoon dog, also called the Tanuki. What are you talking about?
Never mind. Sorry, myths depict them as magical tricksters. Ah, crazy.
Mykah, look, this is Tanuki, no balls to be seen. And then next to him on that statue, what's going on? Am I going to get Google safe searched right now? I'm just looking for even a single ball, but there's nothing. So why is the one thing, whenever they're put to
be fair, when
drawing-
you're Google searching Tanukis, the real life animals, I don't think their pouches is going to be the
Okay.
first thing you see.
Okay, it's a stuffed Tanuki. It's a taxidermized Tanuki, but he's got a bit going on. He's got some junk in the trunk. What do I need to Google? Maybe I need to stop Googling.
Yeah, I'm scared of what I'm going to find.
Can Tanukis fly? It's just a dog.
They use their pouch to glide.
So that bit is fake. Or is it real?
I'm not even joking.
That's a big pouch.
Please, can you please watch Pompoko? Because just like their pouch, your world will be expanded.
Is it like if a tree falls in the forest, but there's no one around, does it really happen? If a Tanuki flies using its pouch, but no one ever sees it, maybe it's happening out there right now as we speak. Okay, I do need to get through all those.
That's the other thing I'm going to do on my big break.
Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli.
There's fun stuff with Mechagodzilla and how he's like, am I a monster or am I just a home appliance? Because he has every single ability he has is like rice cooker, microwave, freezer blast. Everything is just, he can do anything a home appliance could ever do. I thought that was really fun. Chibi Gigan.
Thank you.
Has little detachable, attachable weapons or scythes. And there's one point where he puts on his Final Wars big dual chainsaw setup and everyone gets super scared. And because Chibi Gigan in this show loves nature more than anything else, it's actually just a chainsaw for him to make a log cabin, which is really funny.
Here's a fishing rod appliance. It's great. It's great. Yeah, there's a lot of super just fun episodes, fun bits. Chibi Godzilla becoming Santa for the island.
No, he didn't become Santa. Because Santa left and then Chibi Godzilla appeared from the other direction. So Chibi Santa is a separate character that looks like Chibi Godzilla. But if this is our world, then Santa just looks like Chibi Godzilla.
I think that's what happened.
With aquatic reindeer.
Yeah.
Where do you think that came from? If it was just Godzilla.
Chibi Santa.
Yeah.
Chibi Santa.
Yeah.
Chibi Santa looks like Chibi Godzilla. Funny episodes on Rodan and Godzilla Chibi Rodan and Chibi Godzilla making a cooking show, but they use so much sesame oil that it ends up covering everything that they're doing and you can't see.
The sesame oil joke with the amount of bottles everywhere.
It's just a good show.
There's the whole bit where Chibi Godzilla's training Chibi Minilla to be like street smart, street safe, and Chibi Mechagodzilla puts on some sunglasses to be the stranger to come up to her and be creepy, and she has to like put her skills to the test to decline him and walk away and stay safe. And I love how like Chibi Mechagodzilla's putting on this persona to be this weirdo. And Chibi Godzilla's like, you're not doing enough. Do it worse. Do this. A stranger wouldn't stop that easily. Go even harder. He's like making him be a creep.
The next day, the stranger comes back and they're not a stranger anymore. Yeah. Like, honestly, I can't say much more else about this show other than just naming bits and saying these are really good bits.
Yeah.
But the entire show is just really, really funny. It doesn't take long to watching season 1 and season 2, which because they're subbed...
Probably take you 3 hours all up.
Take you 2.5. They're subbed in such a way that you're getting like the show as intended. Watching it subbed means it's not like you're lacking any aspect of it whatsoever. It's a really, really solid piece of Godzilla media.
I'm excited to see how it continues as well, because it seems like the overarching story, if there is one, is Chibi Godzilla wanting to one-up his father one day, or wanting his dad to notice him. Because the end, like the finale to the season, is him recreating the oxygen destroyer and actually wanting to blow up his dad with it to try and do some damage to show his father that he exists and he's worthy of being loved. And they don't manage to make the real oxygen destroyer. It's just a bowling ball, but he's like, one day I will show my dad that I'm more powerful than he thinks I am. So it seems like that's going to be the overarching thing, which I think's fun. I love the last joke of the season where it's, instead of using an oxygen destroyer next time, we're going to use an unmanned train bomb, which is something they do in, is it Shin Godzilla?
Shin Godzilla, yeah.
But I know more so for its Godzilla Battle Line battle unit. So I'm seeing it as a Godzilla Battle Line reference for all our Battle Line heads out there.
One day, Chibi Godzilla is going to make a reference to Battle Line.
He's
like, I appeared in this video game.
Since I stopped playing, Chibi Godzilla and Chibi Mechagodzilla are like a dual unit.
I think there might be even more Chibi Godzilla.
I did start, I picked it back up over Christmas. And I played a few games with a member of our community, Ravenous Glavenous, previous guest on the show. And I just feel like it's so hard to pick up. I'm so out of the meta. Like none of my units worked. King Caesar, who used to be my best boy, just absolutely fails now. And I want to make cool teams with Varan, because Varan's super cool, but he's just too weak. It's like same thing. Marvel Snap, Mykah, I picked up last week.
Oh! Where you got into Marvel
Me
Snap?
and you used to play Marvel Snap heaps. I feel like I got my head real wrapped around it and I picked it up. Million pop-ups, 10,000 new cards. My deck that I had built just is useless now.
Yeah.
Again, maybe I'm just Mr. Hedo.
It's just one of those things with maybe you're just Mr. Hedo. I think it's just the pitfall of live service games is that you, no matter how invested and into the game you get, no matter how much you wrap your head around it, the meta changes to the point where like you step away for a year or even like 6 months and come back, you're essentially having to relearn every aspect of the game again. It's like we got into Battle Line, and one of the last things it did before we ended up stepping back from it was it introduced its like collectible card
Gacha trading
it's
card
a gacha
thing.
card system, which is just like a whole entirely new piece of the puzzle that, you know, they're adding things like that every other month.
Yeah.
It's just a mountain to have to relearn from the start.
Yeah. Maybe I am just the Mr. Hedo. I'm getting left behind in all these games I used to play, Mykah.
Maybe we're all Mr. Hedo.
Maybe it's time. Maybe I do need to pick up Titan Chasers. Just because that's fairly new. Godzilla Titan Chasers, I can keep up to date with it. I guess, what do you think overall? Do you want to just give your final thoughts and maybe a rating, Mykah? Like if you were dreaming.
Yeah.
If you were, actually tonight, if you go home and you struggle to sleep and you're counting Godzillas and 1 jumps over the fence, 2 jumps over the fence, 3 jumps over the fence, 4, 5, 6, but then 2 go back, and then 3 go forward, and then 4 go back, and then 1 goes forward, and then 1 goes back, and then 2 jump over, and then 1 King Ghidorah goes, and then 1 Bylante goes, and then 1 Rodan goes back, but he didn't even go over in the first place, and then those 4 original Godzillas go back over.
Okay.
How many Godzillas did you count having gone over to the left side of the fence out of 5?
Well, Batra going back over kind of signifies that we have no clue how many started off
Batra
there.
didn't go back over, Rodan did.
Rodan?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
You're lost, dude.
I'm lost. This is a really good show. I'm pretty sure we mentioned it with season 1, but it feels like even then they just hit the nail on the head so quickly on what they wanted this show to be, with all the different characterizations of all the different monsters and being able to give the characters enough quirks but leave them open-ended enough that they do really feel like just such solid building blocks to make any plot out of thin air for seasons and seasons and seasons on end. It really just feels like they could play in this little playground for years and years to come. And I really hope they do, truly. Even finishing up the season and knowing that they are, you know, several months away from finishing season 3 now, I just can't wait to be able to cover it on this pod again. I'm really, really excited to see what else they do. I know that they're adding Jet Jaguar in the next season as a character.
Jaguar and Batra, I think, are the two new ones.
Batra is just really exciting. They really know how to take this other iteration of the Godzilla character, Chibi Godzilla, and have just used it in such a spectacular way with such, you know, razor sharp writing and comedy. Like truly, it's one of those shows that it feels like it's made for children and is more appealing to children. But I feel like, especially in the modern era of Godzilla, this is like one of the more important and one of the best pieces of Godzilla media that's come out in the last decade or two. Like it's that good. Easy 5 Godzillas jumping over the fence.
Really?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, man. I'm completely with you. Like it is just so impressive how consistently funny this is. And even though on the surface it looks like it's made for kids, it just super like 100% appeals to my type of humor and my sensibilities, and the references and deep cuts to the like rest of the Godzilla franchise is so spot on, and it's so fun, and I'm just cracking up episode after episode. And I'm 5 out of 5 as well. 5. I'm counting 5 Godzillas jumping the fence, and I think this is on my Mount Rushmore of Godzilla media. Like it's probably the top 5 Godzilla, my top 5 favorite like Godzilla movies, shows, like Godzilla products.
Top 5 on your Mount Rushmore?
Top 5 of my top, yeah. The famous American Mount Rushmore that I'm very, very close with and can name every face on. The five presidents? Yeah. It's one of my favorite Godzilla things.
You're joshing, right?
Yeah, there's 4. There's 4, I know. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Godzilla things. It's just so smart and funny, and it's a cool direction to take the franchise, and it skews the characters we all know and love in just completely different ways that I fall in love with even more every time. I don't know. I think it's such a smart piece of media.
It reminds me a lot of how I felt about the early days of Battle Line, where you saw which monsters hadn't been added yet, and like you just can't wait to see, Mothra Leah randomly be added one day. It's how I feel about this show now. Is I just can't wait to see who else they end up bringing into this little cast of characters.
It reminds me a lot of a Star Trek animated show. What's that even
Lower
called?
Decks.
Star Trek Lower Decks, which is an animated Star Trek show that just references the whole rest of the Star Trek franchise. It's a similar thing. It's more like episodic, and not as short and not as much a skit as these are, but references everything else. Is so fun. The script is so good. Clearly loves the franchise it's a part of, but I feel like a lot of the fandom just isn't tuned in on it like this. I feel like not many people are watching Chibi Godzilla or even give it a try, but if you haven't, you need to watch it. If you love Godzilla, you need to watch this because it is just made for fans by fans.
Yeah.
And I think there's something for everyone to love.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have some mail. We have a pretty full mailbag. If you want to write into the show, podzillapod@gmail.com. Any letters, any voice messages. You can also go on Letterboxd when we cover movies and tag your diary entry with Podzilla, and we'll find that as well. The first message is from Brad. Brad says, "Hi there, Drake Brothers. I'm glad that this podcast exists because you got me through the Japanese Godzilla movies, minus a couple, being Godzilla Raids Again, King Kong vs. Godzilla, Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Invasion of the Astro Monster, All Monsters Attack, Godzilla vs. Mothra, Godzilla 1998, Godzilla 2000 Millennium, Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, and Godzilla -1. I watched them because of you. But you forgot the comic series called Godzilla Ruler of the World. In this comic series, many monsters are shown like Zilla, Varan, and more. Before I get to my question, I want to tell you both, thanks for showing me Godzilla Battle Line. I'm obsessed with this game. My question is, if you were at a party with all the Godzilla kaiju, all the Godzilla titans, and you needed to go to the restroom, who would you trust to hold your drink? Please respond soon. Thanks. Sincerely, Brad.
I think the entire podcast has been leading up to this question.
Which Godzilla kaiju or titan would you trust to hold your drinks, to care for your drinks, to not spike them, just to lovingly care for them?
To not spike them.
Yeah, like I could think of some kaiju like spiking, like spitting big fat loogie in your drink, swapping your drink for something else.
Watch out for Kumonga.
Yeah, Kumonga would do that. Megaguirus would totally just spit some stuff in there. Who are you trusting?
Who has? Because
I love Minilla, but he's not going to care for my drink.
Who's going to place their hand over the top while you're away?
Yeah,
easy Mothra.
How is Mothra going to hold it? She's got like her hands like two little sticks.
Yeah, but she's going to be able to fly it up high enough that it's out of the danger zone.
On what? Where is this drink placed?
In her hands.
Right next to the cigarette in her fur. In her
Wait, what's that
hands?
from?
This is the
Why do I know
famous
that?
cigarette that's in one of the shots that someone left in Mothra's fur and the puppet used. It's famous. We've talked about it before, Mykah. Probably 3 years ago, but we've talked about it.
I've got so many little tidbits like that.
I don't think Mothra is holding your drink. I don't know. Crucify me. I don't think Mothra's going to be able to hold a glass in her hand. I don't think that's happening.
I am crucifying you. That's crazy.
I am going to go with my goat, Methuselah, from the Monsterverse. No, I'm just joking. I don't even know what that guy looks like. King Caesar.
I'm going to go with Aloe Turtle.
I'm going to go with the Vine Rat from Monarch. No, I think King Caesar. King Caesar's responsible. He's the psychic protector of that place. He's a good guy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if he can't physically keep it safe, which he can, he can psychically.
He's got some
keep it
spiritual powers. He can sing really, really well, which is just a bonus for me. I want like a cool dude to be holding my drink. He's got actual hands.
He does have actual hands. You're right.
Yeah.
If I could,
no, taking it back.
No, you know what? My Mount Rushmore of monsters that can
name 5.
Keep it safe.
Name 5
is Mothra.
Okay.
Chibi Mecha Godzilla.
Is that a kaiju or a titan? Because it's just our human size.
And thirdly and finally on my Mount Rushmore.
Okay. Thirdly on your Mount Rushmore. Yeah. Suko. Doug.
Anguirus.
Again, I don't see Anguirus needs his 4 feet. He walks on those things.
You place it on the ground. Anguirus is gonna fight for it and be territorial to his end.
The question was, if you're at a party with all Godzilla, Kaiju, and Titans and you need to go to the restroom, who would you trust to hold your drink?
He's not holding it, but you place it on the ground. He is watching it like a
The question
hawk.
is who's holding it? And you're just giving us Mothra and Anguirus.
Mothra absolutely can hold it. Anguirus metaphorically holds it for you.
Sorry,
keeps it safe.
Brad, I'm sorry he's not taking your question seriously. We haven't forgotten about Godzilla Rulers of the World, the comic book, on our Patreon feed. If you're a patron to Podzilla, every month we do talk about a different comic. And we're going through the IDW comics at the moment.
Is that a part of the IDW comics?
I think it's separate. I don't actually remember what we're watching later this month. We'll figure it out. Maybe it's Rulers of Earth. Maybe.
We know our schedule here at Podzilla.
We do. We're talking about something. But thanks for the message, Brad. We next got an email from Sci-Fi Critic. Sci-Fi Critic on Nolan, who said, "You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. Podzilla is back to Godzilla, and it's better than ever. After finishing the first season of Monarch, I'm really pumped for the second season. And Podzilla really needed to go back to its roots after Zardoz. Well, I haven't seen the new season as of yet, but I'll rate the first season a solid 5 years inside Axis Mundi." We're back, Mykah. We survived Zardoz.
Can you please let us know if any of you actually watched Zardoz apart from those who were in the
I truly think
in the watch party?
We didn't even have a watch party.
Did we not? I don't think anybody watched Zardoz.
I don't feel comfortable streaming that. That filth.
That utter trash.
No, I enjoyed Zardoz. I thought it was okay. Rich.
Zardoz is such a Jasher 4-star.
No, I gave it 2.5. Do you remember what you gave it? You fell asleep.
Yeah, after you paused it.
You said, Jasher, please pause it. I'm drifting away. Rich says, "Hello, Peefs." Actually, let me redact that.
Please, no.
"Hello, P fans. Wrap-up co-conspirator here. Just left the theater seeing season 2 of Chibi Godzilla. This was my first Chibi experience, even though I own a Row-Down shirt. I thought it was cute. I'd rather have my eyes taped open and be forced to watch this anime for 24 hours than watch a second of any other Godzilla anime media. I also relate to Mr. Hedo the most, from when he made the water murky in the hot springs to when he called today's games lame and harkens back to older classics. Much love, Mr. Richo, the pure variant."
Does Mr. Hedo say yo shizzle?
Yeah, he did. Faux shizzle.
Faux shizzle.
When he's talking about retro games, faux shizzle. I think Mr. Hedo and Rich are just 1-to-1.
Yeah.
In my head. I think they're the same person. I think on my Mount Rushmore is also the third Godzilla anime trilogy.
6th on Mount Rushmore.
Sorry, the third. Sorry, the third anime movie, and maybe the whole trilogy.
Third anime, guys.
The Planet Eater.
Planet Eater is really good,
guys.
You need to admit it to yourself.
You're Rich. You got to admit it to yourself. Open up your heart to the Planet Eater. And then lastly, we have a message from Fishtail who says, I honestly think that Chibi Godzilla and other short-form content like the Godzilla Day films are the future of the Godzilla series. While the MonsterVerse waters down a lot of the monster lore, Chibi takes the spirit of the monsters and reinterprets it into characters that feel so right. Titanosaurus, for example, is a peaceful but powerful dinosaur. This translates to him being a wholesome hooligan in the show. I appreciate how a sincere love for the series shows through so many of the shorts. From Fishtail. Agreed.
I'd be happy
Okay.
if we just kept up with, honestly, Chibi Godzilla and then Takashi Yamazaki's Godzilla movies. That's all I need.
You'd cut the Monarch series.
Slash Monarch.
You'd cut the
slash
MonsterVerse.
legendary MonsterVerse
You'd
movies.
cut that new Godzilla action figure show that we just found out about.
Keep that around.
Okay.
What's it called?
Blast?
Godzi Rush.
Out of my
Godziburst?
head already. Godziburst.
Whatever it's called. Honestly, that's how happy I am with Chibi Godzilla at this point.
Surely it all leads to Chibi Godzilla Raids Again, the movie, right? What would that even look like?
I'd be all for that.
What would that even look like? I think it could work. It could be like a classic SpongeBob the movie type scenario.
Yeah.
Chibi Godzilla and Chibi Mykah Godzilla are thrown into the real world.
It's like a Lion King 1.5, where it's Chibi Mykah Godzilla and Chibi Godzilla making their way through the Godzilla movies.
During the events of Godzilla -0. It's just what's happening at the same time.
Those two having to survive final wars.
Hey, we're cooking. Write that down. Next episode, guys, we are finishing off the rest of Monarch Season 2. It is not going to be in 2 weeks' time when we release. We're going to actually release in 3 weeks' time instead. Bit of a break between episodes, just so we can get those final Apple TV releases of the Monarch show. We're going to be covering Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, Season 2, Episodes 6 through 10. I really recommend you, even though Mykah would just cut it from existence, I really recommend you watch Monarch, Season 1 and Season 2 if you haven't already. I think Apple TV does free trials for your first month, so you can get one, binge through it all up till now, wait 3 weeks even, and then just watch the whole show back to back to back. And check out our episode we released 2 weeks ago, last episode, for the first half of the season, our thoughts, and then join us in 3 weeks' time for the second half of the season and our thoughts. I'm really having fun with it. I'm excited to see what happens. Godzilla is yet to make an appearance. I have heard he shows up.
He's on the posters.
He is on the posters.
We're eagerly awaiting to see Kong yet again.
I hope Kong comes back. I still think there's going to be some timey-wimey stuff and that Lee from the past is going to interact with Lee from the future somehow. I'm excited. Until then, though, if you're a Patreon, stick around. We're going to be ranking chibi monster designs, Mykah. I have a list of the chibi monsters. We're going to be ranking them in order of how sick we think they look.
How sick?
How kawaii?
There was such hesitation on your face there.
I don't know if I want to.
How kawaii?
I don't know if I want to say kawaii and have that as a soundbite available on the internet. We're going to be ranking them in terms of kawaii-ness, Mykah. Cuteness.
You're not saying it right.
Kawaii? Yata?
It's 3 syllables.
Kawaii.
No.
Kawaii. Kawaii? Cut the episode. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in 3 weeks. How do you say kawaii?
Kawaii.
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 Like karate.
You know what? Yeah.
Is karate Japanese?
I am going to pass on that question.